Alright, so should we just start then, I think?
I guess so.
Okay.
Oh, when do you want to read the email? At the end of this episode, or...
Yeah, we'll do it at the end of this episode, so it's more timely.
Okay. Or I actually could glue it onto the previous one, but... oh, yeah, Dark Voyage. Oh, no, we had... What did we do at the end of the Dark Voyage one?
We talked about the toy line.
Oh, yeah, toys. Okay, yeah.
So we had to have talked about something because it wasn't Dark Voyage.
Yeah.
Yep. I believe we also talked about, what was it?
Anaconda.
Anaconda.
Yes. Because of the giant cheetah-eating snake.
Oh.
Yep. Cheetahs and John Voight, both key components of the Anaconda's diet.
Yes.
Alright, everybody ready to roll?
Yep.
Certainly.
Alright, hello, and welcome to Stasis Pod, the Beast Wars podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
I'm Alex.
And I'm David. Or am I?
And today we find ourselves in possession of possession.
This was such an exciting episode when it aired for G1 nerds.
Oh, if you thought that you'd gotten a little Generation 1 fan service before, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Oh my goodness. So...
This is episode 21 of Beast Wars, first aired February 3rd, 1997, written by Ian Weir and directed by Owen Hurley.
I feel like it's worth taking a moment to give a little background on this. Because, and this does spoil the episode a little bit, if that's okay.
We're gonna spoil the hell out of it anyway.
Yeah.
We do.
But, the possession of this episode is specifically around Starscream's ghost, who shows up. And that is actually a very direct callback to a pair of, G1 episodes. And specifically season 3. And I actually went and rewatched one of the two before recording this because I realized actually the first of the two I still had almost memorized. The first episode is called Starscream's Ghost. But the funny thing about it is that Starscream's Ghost doesn't actually show up until the very, very end of Act 2. And at which point, Octane, one of the Decepticon triple changers who's on the run from the rest of the Decepticons, turns out to have taken refuge in the catacombs of Cybertron, and he runs into Starscream's ghost. And the rest of the episode then is about Starscream, wrecking havoc as he does. In the second episode is called Ghost in the Machine, and that one's entirely about Starscream's ghost. In this case, he partners with Scourge, and he goes to Unicron, whose head is orbiting Cybertron throughout the third season, and demands that, not demands, you don't make demands of Unicron, but asks that Unicron, it's Starscream though, and Starscream makes demands of everybody, but he asks Unicron to give him a body back, and Unicron offers to do it in exchange for basically getting Unicron back up to operating speed. And I could do like a whole episode on that episode, but I won't. Because it's G1, and you don't really want to go there. But
maybe someday we will.
There's a bunch of eye stealing going on in that episode, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, one of my favorite things about it is that they basically fly up into Unicron's head and hotwire him. They take two loose wires, touch them together, and they spark a little, and then Unicron cranks up. So, I really love that. And interestingly, at the end of the episode, so Scourge ends up GTFOing. Unicron asks Starscream to attach his head to Cybertron so that he can have a body again, be it, like BB-8 round. body with a head attached. But, and Starscream says, well, to do that, I'm gonna need a body since Scourge has GTFO'd, and he was our person involved in all this who actually had a physical corporeal form. And so Unicron gives Starscream a body because apparently Unicron in the cartoon is both a god and also something some monkey people built, and who even knows what.
It's a god!
So
the comic says
he
that.
gives Starscream a body back, and he learns that Starscream is Starscream, and Starscream's like, ha! Do it yourself! And he flies off.
Because he's Starscream.
And apparently Unicron, while having the ability to just materialize a body for Starscream out of thin air, he cannot actually do anything to Starscream once Starscream decides to fly away.
Unlike every other body he made in the movie who he could control.
I mean, that Starscream, Unicron wasn't just a busted up head at the time, so presumably he's not at 100%.
Oh, yeah.
So, at that point, the last we see of Starscream, he actually does have a body again, but he's sort of flying off uncontrollably into space, and Galvatron takes a shot at him. It doesn't look like it's exactly a fatal shot, but he's just flying off into space, but we never see him again throughout the rest of the G1 cartoon.
No.
So that, and so having a big G1 nod like this that actually kind of takes up a story thread and takes up something that was an element of two whole G1 episodes. It's almost like there was continuity sometimes.
Yeah.
That was actually a pretty big deal. So that's the background. That's what we're going into as we go into possession.
All right. So, we open. A violent storm is raging, and things are going bad at both Maximal and Predacon base. And also, there's a spark flying through space, and spooky music is playing.
Yes. It's a disembodied spark is flying through space.
Yes,
and it's got two little orbity things around it as well.
Yeah, to differentiate it, it's a slightly more powerful spark than just the normal floating nucleus thingy we've seen before.
Yeah. So, anyway, in response to this, the Maximals are putting their extra weapons and ammunition in the hold. Put a pin in that. We're going to be coming back to that later.
Yeah, could you guys go and put this gun? It's made by Chekhov. Just put it down there.
And the lightning's frightening poor Cheetor.
Oh yeah, the lightning's gorgeous in
Poor
this.
kitty.
It's a really cool looking
kitty cat.
approach to the base for once.
Yes.
Well, not for once, but it's another really cool approach to the base.
And at the Predacon base, Waspinator is having computer trouble.
Waspinator need tech support. Where's Scorponok?
Poor guy.
Yep. Megatron asks for a status report, and Waspinator says, I'm in pain, but I'm still functional. Waspinator in pain, but still functional. And then Megatron just snaps at him, not you imbecile, the computer!
You would think that being Waspinator's not smart, but he's at least loyal and fairly reliable. You would think Megatron would value him more, but no.
Megatron doesn't really value any of his troops, except, of course, for the one troop he can't have, and keeps trying to clone over and over again.
Yeah, well, I think, I choose to believe there's some subtext there that was probably not intended, but I'm gonna believe it anyway.
I'm sorry, Megatron, but you're in the enemy zone.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Wah, wah.
Anyway, so, things get even worse for Waspinator when the computer stops working totally, and then starts talking to him in a weird, screechy voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
It zaps him.
Yeah.
Pterosaur thinks this is hilarious.
Pterosaur's a jerk.
And then Waspinator isn't Waspinator anymore. He's Starscream.
Oh,
Air
and there's
Commander.
a lot of Air Commander Starscream. There's a lot of dramatic music and stuff surrounding all this.
Oh yeah, there's even smoke and clouds and dramatic flashes of lightning as if this was like a 1940s horror movie.
And in those flashes of lightning, we can see his Starscream body.
Yes, for a split second.
And I think
a neat
we've
effect.
mentioned before that Pterosaur is kind of the cut-rate Starscream of Beast Wars. it's actually his voice actor, Doug Parker, doing Starscream's voice. And it's a bit of a different voice, but it's really more... It's almost like the same voice, but without the animal screechiness.
Without the animal noises, and a little bit more screaming.
I think they put a bit of a flange on it, maybe electronically.
Yeah, it sounds just more like a robot-y version of Pterosaur.
It's a passable Chris Latta impression, though.
Yeah, it's decent.
Yeah.
It's
a passable Chris Latta impression, but Pterosaur has always been a passable Chris Latta impression.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yes. And again, for those who are not who are coming into this without super familiarity with the minutia of G1, Chris Latta, Starscream's original voice actor, had passed away by this point.
Yes.
Though this, barring any, commercial voiceover sounds that I may not know of offhand, this is only the second English language person to do Starscream, to do a voice for Starscream. And now, apparently, Starscream has reached a point where, judging by Steve Blum getting to do him in Prime, he's like a character who people would like to do.
Oh, yeah.
So, Doug Parker was the first person after Chris Latta to get to be that character, who has since been Tom Kenny, who's, better known as SpongeBob SquarePants or the Ice King from Adventure Time. Like I said, he's been Steve Blum, who is...
everybody in anime.
A lot of anime dub characters, as well as every unnamed male character with a speaking role in Star Wars Rebels. So yeah, it's pretty cool that, he got a chance to do this character.
And he was also Michael Dobson, who, much like Chris Latta, also played Cobra Commander.
Yes, that too.
Has Steve Blum played Cobra Commander?
Wasn't he in the the really short one? There was Snake Eyes Heavy.
Actually, I think that might have been what's his name? Buster Bunny.
Charlie Adler?
Oh,
yes.
Charlie Adler.
Who was also Starscream in the Michael Bay movies.
Yeah.
That's right. Charlie Adler is great. I heard him on Rob Paulson's podcast at one point. Okay, he's super gay, so I, being queer myself, I'm like, yes, it's so great. Also, he's Silverbolt in G1, and I'm just known for having this huge fixation on the G1 aerial bots. So yes, Charlie Adler also got to be Starscream at one point.
Anyway,
wasn't Charlie Adler like every character on Cow and Chicken?
Yes. Yes, he was.
Except for Michael Dorn.
Yes, except for the one who was Michael Dorn.
Anyway, Doug Parker is Starscream now, and he's explained to Megatron what his deal is. And, he's a Decepticon, he fought in the war against the Autobots, and he fell defending his leader Galvatron against the giant Transformer Unicron.
Now, and this, of course, being a direct callback to the most iconic piece of Transformers fiction at this point, the original animated Transformers, the movie, which, actually, I'd have to double check on the wiki, but I think it was out of print when this came out. So you can forgive Megatron and the other Predacons for not being familiar with the actual events here.
Yeah, they couldn't rent the VHS at that time. It was hard to find.
I mean, there's no Blockbuster on prehistoric Earth.
Oh.
No.
Although Black Arachnia seems to have a pretty good idea of what Starscream's deal is.
Yeah, she's been reading a hell of a lot of history.
Yeah, which is pretty impressive because, again, she's like one of the youngest characters, and obviously she's been hitting the books, certainly more than anyone else on the Predacon team. Including
Megatron, which is a bit of, I can forgive,
most of the crew, they're not going to know it.
Most of the crew, I'm not sure, can read.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, but the other two you would expect would be Megatron and Tarantulas.
Well, Tarantulas, I'd probably also not a big reader. Also, he's not really in this episode a lot.
No.
So he may know and just not care.
Someone else who is not in this episode, who I didn't even notice was missing until I had moved on to the next episode, is Inferno.
I know, that's
he's totally gone.
The last note I have is, no Inferno.
He's conspicuously gone, as we'll see later.
Yeah. Yes.
So yeah, and anyway, he pledges his loyalty to Megatron because everyone knows that Starscream is always loyal to Megatron.
Oh yeah, and there's a mention of the Chronicles of Cybertron. Well, I guess Black Arachne is the one that says that.
Yes.
Yeah. I assume that's just like their version of Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And also we see a computer-animated version of Unicron here, which must have just given everybody watching this show on Alt Toys Transformers at the time a conniption fit.
Basically,
it was a G1-gasm. It was,
you get Starscream and Galvatron name drop. You get Unicron there. Wow.
You get this brief little flashback as Starscream is telling his version of the story about how he died protecting his beloved leader Galvatron from Unicron. And you get a little flashback with Starscream standing there and Unicron up in the air and, being a huge planet-sized thing, like blasting Starscream. And yeah.
Weirdly, that's kind of what happens to Starscream at the end of Armada.
I suppose that's fair.
And also, I like that we're at the point where Unicron hasn't totally pervaded the Transformers mythos, where he's just calling him the giant Transformer Unicron.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's not the Chaos Bringer, he's not the World Devourer, he's a giant Transformer.
Well, yeah, because except for the comics, this is only the second time in cartoons he showed up at this point.
Yes.
And he would show up many, many more. Well, wait, no. Oh no, he showed up in.
Well, he's all over that Unicron trilogy.
Yeah, but he showed up in Beast Wars 2 or one of the.
Yes, he was in Beast Wars 2. They almost made a toy of him, which looked crummy, but everybody was super into it because Unicron toy.
Yes. Okay, I've pulled up the relevant wiki information, and as of 1995, there was a VHS release of Transformers the movie in Canada.
Ah.
So the writers on the show, actually they weren't, I was gonna say they primarily were not Canadian, but the animators would have been able to go to Tower Records or whatever they had there at the time and pick up a copy of that from Mallow Film.
I'm sure they probably could have bought a copy of the movie from Hasbro.
And apparently
I do vaguely remember having rented a copy of Transformers the movie on VHS around this time.
Yeah,
and I'm not in Canada, so maybe they just had it since it came out.
Oh yeah, I mean the video stores, had tons of old stuff from the 80s at the time.
Yeah, I mean, when I really got back into the fandom as a, quote, adult, because I was a teenager, when G2 started, there were still, like, $10 discount bin copies of it available on VHS from Avid Home Entertainment. But those dried up during G1, or during G2, but they still would have probably been available for rent. The soundtrack was still available sporadically on CD at this time. But yes, there was a Mallow Film release, which is apparently notable for being the first version released for home entertainment that included Spike swearing.
Yay. I swear the first time they reran that on TV, the shit was still there. I could be wrong.
And did Optimus Prime crumble into dust in that one too?
Yeah, what ran it on TV and they broke it into like 3 chunks?
You mean when they ran it on TV recently on the Hub, or when they ran it
No, originally.
Like with Tommy Kennedy and the giant puppet Optimus?
Yeah, probably would have been in G2, I guess. But
I can't imagine that, they'd be transforming your day into an adventure with gratuitous profanity.
I could see actual TV stations showing it and maybe accidentally leaving it in there because they didn't even think to check if there were any words they needed to clean up.
It's a Transformers movie. Who's going to be cursing in that?
Yeah.
It's going to be like all robot curses.
I mean, I know it was definitely shown on TV, because I caught it a couple times on TV when I was a kid. But yeah, so in Canada, the animators could have gotten a copy around then. I know towards the end of G2 at one point, I traded, actually during Beast Wars, I traded a friend online a toy for a dubbed copy of the, not dubbed as in audio, but just copied copy of the VHS. So it was enough of a hard enough thing to get a hold of that one could actually procure valuable items in exchange for copies of it.
Exchange for second-generation copies.
Yeah.
Anyway, while he was flying around as a disembodied spark, Starscream did a little sightseeing, and it turns out there's a big hole in the Maximal base.
I would like to know how he saw anything. He was a disembodied spark.
He can see things. I mean, he's a disembodied spark in this, but it's basically like Generation 1 where he's a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he can just do ghost things. You know, ghosts can see. He can probably, chuck books off the shelves and,
I mean, I guess there is
head
that Spark was basically just how they visually translated the whole Starscream's ghost concept at this point.
Yeah. He's traveled through time and space. He could have seen a hole.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, they do have to mention they traveled through time and space because obviously this is quite some time before Starscream died.
Yes.
Is it?
Which means that Starscream, spoilers for the end of next season, he could have possessed his own body.
I don't think it works that way.
Oh.
He's probably kicking himself once he figures that out.
Wow.
Well, he'd be kicking himself if he had legs, which he doesn't, because he's a ghost.
Yeah.
This is
He'd be
true.
hitting himself with those weird little orbiting things.
I think at this point maybe they haven't told people that,
Well, they had no idea they were going to do that yet. We'll get to that.
Starscream probably has no idea where he is either.
No.
Come to think of it, it's kind of interesting that the writers of this episode were familiar with Starscream's ghost at all, because, G1 was airing on Sci-Fi Channel for a while, and it was airing as, I don't know if those episodes became part of G2, but none of that stuff was available on VHS.
I'm almost certain that at least one of the Starscream ghost episodes was on G2, because I had seen it before this, and I hadn't really seen much of G1 in its original airing.
So it probably was.
Yeah.
But yeah, none of that stuff. I had these, horrible third-generation copies I made from recording them in the morning and then copying the ones I liked onto tapes. So, archive, before DVDs, archiving this stuff was a big deal. And who's gonna care about Transformers in the year 2000? Come on. This stuff's gonna disappear. Like my old Betamax tapes of Thundercats.
You can probably get Thundercats on DVD now, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Thanks,
Thundercats
furries.
was when I was, the Thundercats DVD release was when I realized that all my obsessive archiving as a teenager had really been kind of unnecessary. But it let me watch them. It let me get to a point where I did not actually have to rewatch the episode Starscream's Ghost today because it is still in my brain. So there you go.
So anyway, there's a big hole in the base, and Starscream's brilliant idea is to attack the other side, because they're guarding the hole.
Yeah. After he swears allegiance to Megatron, and he points at the monitor with devil horns.
Yes, let's go back to him swearing allegiance to Megatron here, because I would like to note two things. One of them being that Starscream is clearly the Loki of G1 here.
Yeah.
Because he basically gets Megatron to allow him to help by telling Megatron exactly what he wants to hear.
Yeah.
And he manages to figure out quickly, with a little, moment of hesitation where you can tell he's thinking about it, and then tells Megatron exactly what he wants to hear. Additionally, Starscream gets in a title call out, which made me sad. It's going to help Megatron win the Beast Wars.
And thanks to being in Waspinator's body, he also has Loki's colors.
Yes, that's true.
I assume he knows what the Beast Wars are thanks to being in Waspinator's body, but...
Yeah.
Well,
he seems to have, Starscream's knowledge.
Yeah, but he has to have Waspinator's knowledge because he knows Megatron's name. Nobody tells him.
Yeah, he's got a very sudden grasp on everything, on the situation in which he's arrived in. And it's not explained, but you can easily headcanon that it's because... And he was in the computers for a moment, so he could have just pulled up all of that. So he knows enough about what's going on to be able to be a Loki and tell everyone what they want to hear and maneuver things properly. So Megatron somehow does not assume that Starscream's going to be lying like some other people on board who read more.
Actually, credit to Megatron. His first question is, "You'll forgive me for not immediately melting into a puddle of gratitude, but why should I trust you?"
Yes. At which point he Lokis and says, because I, have all this information about the Maximal base that I found, that I, saw while I was out there, and I will help you win the Beast Wars. So then, he leads them out there for an attack on the poor Axelon.
And it works almost comically well.
Yes, and I will note here that the Maximals are guarding the hole which leads to the core room that we saw in Better Mousetrap.
Oh, yeah.
Which we noted at the time as being a cool-looking room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's nice to see it again.
And also there's a Cyber Bee hanging around, and once again, Scorponok has upgraded the Cyber Bee cameras. It's in HD now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course, Starscream claims he sent it out, and it's his. It's actually Scorponok's.
I was very happy to see the Cyber Bee again. I gave a little yay!
I was happy to see it again, and also, holy crap, Cheetor did something competent of his own volition.
Yeah.
Because Cheetor sees it and immediately goes to take it out, and succeeds in taking it out.
Yeah, he went
And there are no horrible consequences of him taking it out.
No. Although, unfortunately, the Predacons end up taking the base anyway, largely aided by Starscream and his superior speed.
Yeah.
Because he's now like the Flash fast.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's either that he knows, he's just that much smarter and more competent than Waspinator, or, as we see a couple times later in the show, having two sparks in one body gives that body, like, superpowers.
Yeah.
It may be that, or it may be a matter of him just having a better grasp. I mean, there's a lot of, intuitive trigonometry that goes into that sort of thing, that sort of flight, so maybe he's got a better grasp on what he needs to do to get from point A to point B.
He was Air Commander, and wasn't he, at least at the beginning, wasn't he supposedly the fastest Decepticon at first?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. So.
Third option. A Transformer's body can only do that maybe 2-3 times before it just completely self-destructs, but Starscream doesn't care because he's got another 9 guys that he can possess after this.
Yeah.
That's true.
So Starscream wins the Beast War! Hooray!
Yay!
And also Dinobot gets hurt, Primal's got to fly off with him, and also Pterosaur gets punched in the face because you suck, Pterosaur.
Yeah.
So the Predacons are victorious. Megatron is super thrilled about this. Yeah. And unfortunately, Tarantulas points out that this means their base is totally unguarded. So I was kind of hoping for a situation where we just swap bases here.
Tarantulas was so worried that the Maximals were going to go in and find all his skeezy porn.
Yeah. Although his skeezy porn isn't in the base, it's in his lair, which is adjacent to the base.
He's probably got it all over, though.
Yeah, true.
You're gonna get there and touch all my stuff. You have to go back.
It was very much all my stuff, sort of.
And
oh god, Tarantulas is the Predacon Cheetor.
Get in there and touch my stuff.
Oh yeah, Cheetor's worried about his room. Oh, what the...
Yes.
Yeah. He almost says that verbatim. He's worried the Predacons are going to go in and touch all his stuff.
Yeah, the Rat Trap so doesn't care about that. But anyway, Megatron decides to split the party.
Megatron.
Yeah. Starscream's going to be in charge of the Axelon, and Scorponok and Black Arachnia, who keep getting paired up, are going to be under his command.
Also, there's a comment that Megatron makes about, maybe something getting messed up in Starscream's neurological circuitry during all that time, and he was a disembodied spark.
Listen, Megatron is not a military historian, and he is not a ghost scientist.
I guess.
He is good at making evil plans, and yelling at guys, and being a dinosaur.
Starscream is also super hammy just throughout this whole thing, and he can't not tell everybody how he's Starscream. You gotta tell all the Maximals that he's Starscream, and he's just, Also, I like that Megatron leaves Scorponok with Black Arachnia and Starscream because Scorponok has been so successful at stopping insurrection so far.
Yeah, but who else is he gonna trust? I mean, okay, they leave out Inferno, so that's kind of a problem, but it's like...
Yeah, I mean, you're either leaving Tarantulas there, which, bad idea.
Yeah.
Or Pterosaur, also bad idea.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep. So you pretty much have to leave Scorponok there with Starscream, and might as well leave Black Arachnia there, split up the spiders.
Yeah.
Although I don't know why they were so concerned that their base was undefended. I mean, Inferno's clearly back there.
Taking a nap.
It's being repaired or something.
Maybe he wandered off.
Yeah.
Maybe he found some particularly nice sugar and got distracted.
Maximals put out traps. You have to detox him.
Poor guy.
Oh, maybe he took a step in robot mode instead of beast mode and got lost. Because ants navigate by the number of steps between places. So.
Aww.
I mean, Black Arachnia is not terribly enthusiastic about this whole arrangement, and Starscream soon learns it's because, she's seen Transformers the movie.
Yeah.
And she knows that Unicron didn't have anything to do with it. He betrayed Megatron.
Yeah.
But that's too complicated for this summary.
She
betrayed the leader, and the leader came back and
blew the
vaporized him.
Yeah. And I do think that it was probably narratively a good move to just say Galvatron, because then you don't have to worry about explaining
why there's two Megatrons.
Megatron and this other Megatron, and technically when he killed him, he was Galvatron, and so it's really for the best to just say, for them to have just said that, hey,
Although when you think about it, Starscream didn't know his name when he got blown up, but...
But yeah, Black Arachnia is like, hey, I snagged a copy of that movie back when it was on the $10 shelf at Suncoast. I know what really happened.
But, she's okay with it as long as she gets to be the co-trader.
Yes.
Yep.
Again, she is totally like, well, hey, if you just let me in on things, we can work this out.
And Starscream's okay with it too, and he's super friendly, putting his hand around her shoulder, and then it's going a little lower.
Yeah, well, Starscream.
He's getting his star creep on.
Starscream. He's so gay.
I mean, listen, they didn't have any Decepticon women back then. Maybe that was just all he could get.
I guess, I'm not gonna do the whole bi erasure thing. He could go both ways.
And again, he's like Loki, and he's just into whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
What you got?
Men, women, horses.
Yeah.
As long as he can betray them, he doesn't care.
That's right.
Yes.
Anyway, the Maximals have regrouped in the forest. Cheetor is unhappy about Predacons touching his stuff.
What?
And
also AirRaiser was there briefly, and noted that everybody was evacuating, and didn't think to help or anything. Just, I better get Tigatron.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, she's been a huge badass in previous episodes, so it's not like she's like, well, admittedly, she's whatever kicked the rest of the Maximals out of their base is probably more than she can deal with by herself.
So, I could go and help and probably get shot, or zip off, get a nooner with Tigatron in, and then tell him that there's something up or something. Yeah.
But yes, we find out that there is one other person who's been reading their histories, and that's Dinobot.
And he seems like a guy who would be super into military history.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So it's interesting that I think Optimus says that the files on Starscream were classified by the Maximal Elders.
Yes, he does it.
And it turns out there is a reason for this that we're going to get to next season.
I guess that's true. But apparently it was not classified by the Predacons because Dinobot was able to read all about him.
Yep.
And knows that he is the Loki of the Decepticons and he'll take care of things for them.
He's the traitoriest traitor who ever traitored.
Yes.
Pretty much.
He is the betrayer.
So it is time for a plan.
Yay!
And the Primals go to the Axelon to surrender, because Dinobot is so busted up that they've got to get him to the CR chamber.
Though
Even
also,
though in the previous scene he made a complete recovery.
Oh yeah.
when Airazor flies off and she flies and she goes to find Tigatron. She finds Tigatron and she says something like, the Preds have taken over the base. And guess who's in charge? And then she flies off. Who? Who's in charge? He couldn't possibly.
And Tigatron's not even gonna know who Starscream is.
No.
Or who? Scream what?
I mean, it's
Galvatron?
entirely possible that she says that because it looks to her like Waspinator has been left in charge, which is entirely reasonable.
That would be weird.
So yeah, I mean, she probably just meant it's Waspinator.
Remember that guy we'd blown up like half a dozen times?
Yeah. But I love that she comes over and she says that and then she just flies off. Like, you're gonna have to catch me if you want to know who is in charge.
Oh god, Airazor writes for Bird Feed during her time off.
Yes, she does. She writes clickbait articles. So yes. So
you just evacuated the Maximal base and you'll never guess what happened next.
So Dinobot, they're carrying Dinobot on a litter, and they are telling him to act like he's really injured.
And in fact, fighting over whether or not he's acting enough like he's really injured.
And telling Rattrap that that he's going to be his role model.
So great.
Yeah, so Starscream allows this, but then as soon as they get in there, he betrays them because he's Starscream, and has Optimus stripped of his weapons, forced to transform, and locked up in the holder somewhere.
And the thing about
they didn't put him or somewhere.
The best thing about this plan, though, I mean, we know that obviously, Optimus is going to want to have been in there. That was part of his plan, was to get into the Axelon, because they were telling Dinobot to act injured when he wasn't. So basically, they're doing a double cross here, where they are assuming that Starscream is going to betray them.
Yes.
They're making this offer knowing that Starscream is not going to keep his word, and I appreciate that.
It's real Joker plan.
No,
yeah.
It's primal out-Lokiing Loki.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's almost implausible levels of genre savviness.
And Primal Primal seems pretty, generically heroic a lot of the time, but he is very crafty.
Yes.
And we saw this back in Dark Designs when he was basically doing this with Megatron and Evil Rhinox.
I mean, he was in charge of a science ship, so he's got to be a smart guy.
I mean, that's like science smart, not like cunning plan smart.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily mean he's good at manipulating people, but it means he's at least, basically smart.
Well, yeah, although admittedly, it's like a few times he's done this where, let's not do anything right now, so we can do something later.
Yeah.
Let's be lazy.
I mean, he's a gorilla. They're not super active. And
that's true.
His plans work, so.
Yeah.
And I mean, again, when he's in gorilla mode, he's not really walking like a gorilla. He's just kind of walking around like somebody's out-of-shape dad.
This is true. This is true.
And as we established in a previous episode, he spends a lot of time playing tactical simulations, by which we mean Civ 5.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, he's probably barbecuing sometimes.
You can just picture him in an apron.
Exactly.
Like a barbecue apron.
Kiss the chimp.
No, that's too good.
So anyway, as soon as this happens, they tell the remaining non-imprisoned Maximals that, hey, attack the Predacon base.
That part they probably weren't expecting, but still.
No. And Scorponok is not having any of this, but surprise, surprise, he gets shot again.
Yeah, my note is poor dumb Scorpy. He gets shot.
Yep.
He's still effective.
Yeah.
And towards the end of this, you can see that normally Waspinator has a little Predacon symbol on his head.
Oh yeah.
It's just, a few shades different from, it's pretty much in the texture.
Mm-hmm.
And it has been changed to a Decepticon symbol.
Yes.
I also really like Black Arachnia is Starscream's protege, and Starscream giving him advice.
Yes.
Oh,
For her advice.
Starscream as a mentor.
Pretty great.
Always show compassion. It hides your true motives.
Yes.
Oh, and then Rat Trap.
Unfortunately for Starscream, he's forgotten that gorillas are strong.
Yeah, but before that, there's a good exchange between him and Rat Trap. It's like, Rat Trap's all, "You're nothing but a sneaking
Scheming snake in the grass.
grass." And the Starscream's all, "Flattery will get you flattened, vermin. Obey me!"
Yes. That is a great line.
Starscream is just screaming commands to people for half of this episode, and it's great.
Yeah.
So great. Just all the scenery, just chewing all the scenery.
And it works well with Starscream's face. You know, that mouth is going all over the place.
Oh yeah, using Waspinator's face, just wiggling the jaws. Even the spikes on the side of his face wiggle up and down, which I haven't noticed before. But yeah, they're getting a lot of mileage out of Waspinator's face, just rattling and shaking.
Yes.
Anyway, Primal does his impersonation of King Kong, breaking out of bonds, stuck to a wall.
Uh-huh. He's got his weapons back, he lets Dinobot out of the CR chamber, and he's hanging from the ceiling like an ape, which is maybe a callback to Call of the Wild.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then a line that stuck with me for like decades, and I didn't remember where I'd gotten it from until this point, where Primal says, "Lesson 3, disregard lessons 1 and 2.
Yes.
The dialogue in this is very sharp.
Yes.
It's good.
Yeah, like a third of my notes are actually lines of dialogue.
Yes. And so Starscream bugs out of there, notably without Black Arachnia.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, screw you. Look out for number Starscream.
Good job.
And she promises that she's going to return the favor. Meanwhile, the Maximals are attacking the Predacon base. It's not going well.
No.
It's really not. I mean, admittedly, they're not trying that hard. They're just sort of like, yep, we're gonna try to sneak in here. Oh, we're caught by the auto guns.
And
We're
also
just
they've
gonna
got
sit
security
still.
lights.
Yeah, and Starscream apparently didn't give him a plane. He just sent him over there. Go shoot at him. Whatever.
And they weren't gonna try that hard.
No.
No. Megatron, of course, is not pleased by this and decides that he will, he's going to melt Starscream and Black Arachnia down into aluminum siding. Yes. So, before this attack can go any worse, which it's already going pretty badly, Optimus Primal shows up.
Yes. Yay!
Although not before Rhinox can say that it is trampoline time, which is maybe his catchphrase.
It's
like the
his
thing.
catchphrase for
Yeah,
this
it's very
episode.
thin.
It's his catchphrase for this episode.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Optimus shows up and shows Starscream what happens when you're Waspinator.
Yeah, well,
Yep.
Starscream's been giving space debris a bad name, and then Primal just monkey punches him.
Yeah, apparently
Got the big wind up.
Yeah.
Great.
he forgot how to actually move at super speed to dodge and stuff.
Yes.
He's had a long day.
Mm.
And maybe the Waspinator is catching up with him.
Yeah.
So yeah, he manages to ground Starscream, backs him up into some energon. Oh, but hey, Black Arachnia is there. But, sorry, team-up's off. And Starscream's dreams turn out all to be in Technicolor.
Huh?
Yeah.
Which is a line that I still use occasionally whenever somebody wants me to do something unrealistic.
It's a good line. Are all your dreams in Technicolor?
Unrealistic is Primal quoting Terminator 2.
No, unrealistic is sunglasses spontaneously manifesting over his eyes after quoting Terminator 2.
Yeah.
It's hilarious, but it's so stupid.
By stupid,
I don't
you mean
think that's
great.
the only time we see those either.
I'm not sure. And we're going to see some clothing in the next episode on robots.
Yeah.
But, yeah, sunglasses, hasta la vista, Starscream.
I actually didn't notice the sunglasses because I was rolling my eyes at Hasta La Vista Starscream. It's like, oh, god damn it.
I mean, I can't get too mad at that because I love Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know now why you cry, Starscream. He explodes.
Yeah, it's
And-
a good explosion.
Bits of Waspinator are everywhere, and I guess Starscream just gets blasted into space.
Yeah.
So Megatron's putting him back together, not too gently. He's using his Tyrannosaurus head to put the head back on.
And Rocky has headache in whole body. Oh. Poor little Waspinator. It's had a bad day.
And of course, Black Arachne maintains that she only betrayed Starscream, or that she only betrayed Megatron so that she could find out how Starscream was betraying Megatron.
She learned how.
She learned from the Master.
She did.
But Megatron is not entirely having it.
No.
He still doesn't trust her.
She's got some plausible deniability going on there, but...
It's a better excuse than Pterosaur ever came up with.
This is true. Although, we still don't know what her excuse for everything that happened in the Trigger was.
Yeah.
Possessed by aliens, maybe?
Tarantulas made me do it?
Maybe.
Who knows?
I mean,
she was stealing that weapon so she could help Megatron.
Yes. And I guess Scorponok, hopefully he had like amnesia after he fell off an island.
Maybe.
He has blackouts all the time.
Oh, I'm sure. He's just a mess. He's punch drunk. He's like Rocky in Rocky 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then back at the Axelon, Maximals are fixing the place up, except for Cheetor, who is just watching the skies.
Oh, yeah.
Twinkle, twinkle, little Starscream.
Aww. That one was actually not bad, Cheetor. Good job.
No, not bad.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, Starscream is in space, screaming vengeance on everyone.
I will return! In 1,000 years, there will be a sequel episode, maybe.
Even if it takes me 1,000 years.
He's so good. So Starscream. So Starscream.
Yeah.
And that's it. Unfortunately, we don't get a follow-up to this. We don't see Starscream again in this or in Beast Machines, although...
Alas.
Except for, kind of in Season 3.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see some Starscream later on.
Goodness, such spoilers. Oh. Anyway, we don't have another Starscream episode, which is kind of a shame, although, wasn't there plans to bring him back in, what were they going to do after Beast Machines? Or was it just going to be more Beast Machines?
I think it's just...
There was Trans...
Oh, Trans-Tech.
Yeah,
Right, there was
Trans-Tech
Starscream and Trans-Tech.
Yeah.
And that one might have got the furthest, because there was a prototype produced for it.
Yeah, which, didn't that eventually end up, sort of becoming the Armada Starscream? The design?
No, I don't think Armada Starscream.
Oh, Cybertron, I was thinking the wrong one.
I think it was vaguely based on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was vaguely based. No, it wasn't really based on that either.
I swear there was something that was vaguely based on that, but I can't recall what.
It wasn't the exact same design, it was but part of the transformation style was...
Maybe that
ended up in some later Starscream toy.
I can see kind of elements of Armada in vehicle mode, but...
Yeah.
Completely different shape, because Steck was all smooth and wobbly.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And then the robot mode is surprisingly depth-chargy.
Oh, we haven't seen him yet.
Yeah, that is. Wow, that really is a depth charge head. And also, that's a lot of clear plastic. That would be dangerous.
Well, they do that now.
Yeah.
And I guess it was going to be a thing where there'd be like an internal light, so that that's not just clear for the prototype. It would be clear in the finished toy as well.
Yeah, there's no reason they'd just make that clear for the prototype when they could paint stuff.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that is our love letter to Generation 1 for the season. We're gonna get a bigger, longer one next season.
Oh,
but
oh boy,
this must
will
have
we.
caused a sensation in the fan community at the time.
It really did. I mean, this was a big deal.
Not even the fan community. It's like, I forget if I started I guess I saw the premiere of Beast Wars, but then I wasn't entirely watching it so much. But I caught this episode and it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna keep watching. I have to see more.
It's a super big deal for the universe from a broader standpoint, but it's kind of an insubstantial episode if you're not going, oh my god, holy crap, G1 references.
Well, there are good lines in the episode.
There are great lines. It's fun, but it's kind of like 15 minutes of fun in a 30-minute package.
It's just extra fun because Starscream. Like, if you were going to do a series and if fans wanted to pick one character they wanted to bring back from G1, Starscream's going to be near the top of the list at this point anyway. Still.
Very great character. And they had that little inn there. He
He's
was
a ghost.
last seen floating around, and admittedly it's entirely possible that he just flew off uncontrolled into the void of space where his body eventually shut down and he died again.
Yeah.
And they had the model back from that episode, The Web.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Because I think the original plan for this episode was that an Autobot Spark would possess one of the Maximals.
Oh, that's weird.
That's interesting. I wonder who it would have been.
I don't know. I can't see that being as interesting because then I'm not sure what the conflict really is.
Yeah, what
Yeah,
would
I
the-
mean, they're all
Yeah.
pretty vanilla good guys, unless you're talking like Furman Grimlock or something. I mean, less so now that more interesting stories have been written, but at the time, especially if you were primarily going off the cartoon Autobots were pretty vanilla good guys.
Yeah, they were all good guys. Unless you pick the tech spec of one of the guys who was like paranoid or something, like Renly.
Or
Yes,
if you get
Red
like,
Alert.
or if you get like Optimus possessed by Sunstreaker, and then he's spending all of his time in his room grooming himself.
He just won't come out of his room because his alt mode is too ugly.
I'm imagining him like growing his hair out and then styling it into a pompadour, and then refusing to come out of his room, not because he's too ugly, but because he's too pretty, and there's no mirrors in the rest of the base.
Yeah.
He's dyeing his gorilla fur blonde.
He would just have to possess Cheetor.
Yeah, that would be a better fit.
Yeah.
He would be sleek and yellow.
Or he'd just shave himself entirely.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. Shaved cats.
Yeah. Well,
They're
yeah.
peach fuzz.
Sure.
Real Mr. Bigglesworth.
Oh.
Yeah. Not great.
Yeah. So, a fun episode. The G1 does add a lot to it, but I think it's hard to say as, going at it without that perspective, but I find Starscream's portrayal in this amusing enough that, it's a novelty just because you don't get a lot of new characters on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't get one-off characters in this show.
No. We get
one. Yeah.
next season.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's a fun cameo appearance. Highlight episode.
Yeah, and I mean, much like Loki, Starscream is a very fun character to throw into the mix.
Yeah.
Does a very good job of making things interesting.
Yes.
And Doug Parker does a pretty good job of being him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, before we move on, I think it's time to root through the old Maxa mailbag.
Ooh,
And what's this? There's something in it.
We got mail!
we got mail! Hooray!
Oh boy! Yay!
Yeah,
Mail!
That's right.
So-
Letters. We get letters. We
And
get
it's
lots and
not
lots of letters.
spam.
That's we shouldn't start on
Nobody's
that.
asking us for our bank information,
No.
trying to sell us sexual enhancement drugs.
There's no Nigerian prince who we need to help get money out of the country for.
But my Nigerian prince.
Well,
Anyway,
there
this
was
is,
an email about
letters
some.
from Arash from Mystic Marvels Entertainment.
Ooh.
And the letter goes, "Hey there, just wanted to say great podcast going on here. As one who absolutely loathed it at its inception to being a diehard fan, it's nice to hear the episodes anew with the benefit of hindsight. I remember a guy I worked with told me I had to watch an episode, so watch the next episode I could. The Low Road. I know you're not there yet. Stay tuned."
Soon.
I'm like, WTF. I stayed away until just before the beginning of Season 2, where YTV did a marathon recap just before the new episode. Fan-effing-tastic. You asked about some fanfic. Well, it's more of fan, broad strokes, not quite fleshed out fic. You may have to save this for the end of the series, but... Okay, we're getting into some spoiler territory here, so if you haven't seen right to the end of the series, turn off your computer, I guess? Whatever you listen to your podcast on, somehow turn it off.
Skip ahead a few seconds.
Yeah, skip ahead a little bit. So yeah, end of the series, when Waspinator is left behind on prehistoric Earth, crawling off into the distance,
Oh my god, it's prehistoric Earth?
Oh no! Oh.
We didn't know.
Podcast canceled. I'm not watching that. I'm just doing it.
You maniacs. You spoiled it. Anyhow.
I always felt it was he that created the G1 Insecticons. They speak similar to him, and after being blown up every other week, decided a swarm of minions would be better suited to his plans.
And in the G1 cartoon, when the Insecticons show up, they're just sort of like there in a pod. They didn't come with the rest of the Decepticons.
Yeah, they'd been there for a while.
Although the swarm really only showed up in their first appearance. Like I said, Broadstrokes. Isn't Broadstroke that guy who turns into a plane and an aircraft carrier?
That's Broadside.
Oh, Broadside. Of the podcasts I listened to during my daily hour-and-a-half commute in Toronto, hey, Canadian.
Yeah, oh yeah, welcome.
Fellow Canadian. You guys are regulars, even among other TF podcasts. Some guys don't know how to stay on topic. What's that? My other podcasts? Well, since you asked, in no particular order, Transmissions, I think that's a Transformers podcast.
Yes.
Star Talk, that's one with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Yep.
Ooh.
So that's it. That's it. It's us and Neil deGrasse Tyson in the pantheon of podcasters.
Ooh, good comment.
Eat that, Mark Maron. Cybertronological, which I assume is also Transformers. And TED Radio Hour, which I guess is just a podcast where they talk about that movie where Seth MacFarlane is a teddy bear.
No. It is a podcast version of the TED Talks series.
Oh, okay.
In which people talk about big ideas.
But did Seth MacFarlane
Like
get
teddy bears that smoke pot.
Because then it could be a TED Talk. You guys recommend anything else, Transformers or otherwise? Anyway, keep up the good work. So, as far as Transformers podcasts go, I would be remiss if I did not mention the oldest Transformers podcast, and I think maybe one of the oldest podcasts, period, on the internet, Radio Free Cybertron.
Been around for a very long time, yeah. Done by some friends of ours.
That's been around longer than the word podcast, I think.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
predates the term podcast by quite a bit.
Yeah. So of course that they air that every week, and it's always a fun listen. Keep up with it's sometimes there's so much Transformers news that it's a little overwhelming. So I'd say it's worth a listen.
One of my secondary interests is X-Men, and I've been very fond of Rachel and Miles Explain the X-Men.
Oh yeah, that's one of the best.
Which is brilliant.
It's probably the best comic book related podcast, because some of the others I've listened to I've just fallen by the wayside, but that one's still fun.
Format-wise, it was a bit of the inspiration for what we're doing here, but we're doing individual episodes instead of story arcs.
Because we don't have nearly as much material to cover as the X-Men.
No.
And also the continuity here isn't quite as convoluted, so we don't have to have one of us incredulously explaining some concept to us at the beginning of every episode.
To be perfectly honest, we could probably do that about some obscure characters.
What?
Why only in comics? Like, Discharge.
Yes. We're mixing.
Erector.
Honestly, just the entire late G1 Japanese stuff. Breast Force. Everyone in Breast Force.
I believe you mean Chest Force.
I am so mad about that. I can't even watch my American Victory DVD with the subtitles that call them Breast Force, because I have strong feelings about Victory.
Well, I always want to call them Breast Masters, because headmasters and things. But
I know they should be Breast Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other podcasts.
Wasn't there just a sub that came out of that commits one of the greatest crimes possible and does not use the job ninja consultant?
No,
yes.
it doesn't. It uses,
the Headmaster's version.
Actually, they is it Phase 6 or something? They kind of get a term from CI, which is kind of neat, but it's no ninja consultant.
No, when Six Shot shows up, Six Shot is notoriously referred to in Headmasters, the Japanese cartoon, as a ninja consultant, and they refer to him as like a Phase 6 Decepticon, which, I like the retroactive pulling in of IDW stuff, but not when it's replacing ninja consultant.
Yeah.
He
could be a Phase 6 ninja consultant.
Yeah.
That would be even better.
Yes.
Other podcasts we listen to. Me and Rob listen to a lot of movie podcasts like The Flophouse, We Hate Movies, Cinema Swirl.
The only movie podcast out of that genre that I really listen to is Chris Sims and Matt Molson's Movie Fighters, which is kind of their accompaniment to their comic book podcast War Rocket Ajax.
Oh yeah, I'm behind on listening to that.
I'm behind on listening to that because in a recent episode they rag on The Shadow, and my heart is broken because I love that dumb movie.
Aww.
Movie.
If anyone is listening and happens to exist in the tiny sliver of Venn diagram between Transformers and Beast Wars fans and people who are huge writing nerds and can suggest any writing, especially genre-oriented writing podcasts, I would be very interesting because I have trouble finding any that are not either too entry level for me, where they're talking about like basic structural stuff, or too like industry, like they're talking with excitement about the 50 Shades of Grey prequel or companion or whatever coming out.
Did you listen to any Swords and Lasers? Okay.
I think I was going to listen to some of it, but then I was like, this is long and I'm only walking to Target.
Oh. I listened to a couple episodes of it. It was okay.
I may have to try that one.
Yep. Oh, also credit to Sailor Business. If you like the style of this show, but would rather listen to people talk about Sailor Moon than Transformers, or would just find that interesting as well, they're worth a listen.
Yeah, they're kind of a lot. Well, they have guests, but aside from that, it's format, one episode at a time.
I mean, this episode is going to involve, this podcast is going to involve, a fair bit of fighting evil by moonlight, but very little of winning love by daylight.
Yeah,
well,
really, that's
there's a little bit.
There is a little bit of that.
And quite frankly, I believe all four of us would always run from a real fight.
Yeah. I might not. I can get angry.
I'm from Canada.
You just apologize.
We're so sorry. I don't know what it is. Maybe it involves my reincarnation living on the moon. I don't know. I'm running from that real fight.
Aww.
So yeah, there we have it. A letter read on the air. If you want your letter read on the air, then please write into the Max mailbag at stasispodcast@gmail.com.
Yes.
No question is too trivial or foolish.
That's right.
Especially trivial.
We do trivial.
If it's 8 pages of Retracts fan fiction, we might read it.
Yeah.
Some of these episodes are short.
Yes. Some of these episodes we're watching don't have a lot for us to talk about.
Yeah, this was a good
like the last couple.
Oh, yeah.
Where we would much rather have talked about Anaconda than the actual episode.
Talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, you can, and in addition to that, you can also follow us on Twitter at @StasisPod or on Facebook at facebook.com/StasisPod.
And our RSS feed is hosted on iaconunderground.net.
And if you prefer, you can also find us on iTunes, and if you're doing so, rate and review us, why not? You can also find us on Tumblr at stasispod.tumblr.com. If there is a social media site, we're probably on it, except for Ello. Sorry, Ello.
Yeah.
I don't think we're on Instagram.
No, we're not on Instagram or Tinder or Snapchat or anything weird.
I would just be sending people posting pictures of my kitten.
We're not on Tinder? Oh my god, who am I going on a date with on Wednesday then?
I'm afraid you've actually signed up for a date with Paul F. Tompkins.
Yeah.
I should really use the Tumblr more, but maybe more as we get further into the series and less spoilering.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
So, anyway, until next time, when we'd like to take the high road, but unfortunately, we'll be taking the low road.
I'll take the high road, you'll take the low road, and I'll get to Scotland before you.
So join us then. Spoilers, farts.
Just one.
Yeah.
Until then, I'm Rob.
I'm Jen.
I'm Starscream, Decepticon Air Commander.
Waspinator hurts all over.
Oh, well, we're going to have to deal with this. Hopefully we can get them repossessed by next episode. Unless you really want to hear about what Starscream thinks about rhinoceros bodily functions.
What? No, I thought we were going to talk about the Leslie Nielsen movie.
Oh. Nope.
Yeah,
No. Nobody is talking about that.
I don't know why, but I saw that movie way too many times.
Because Comedy Central aired it like a bunch of the time.
Yeah, no, HBO.
Beastmaster.
Oh God, Beastmaster.
Yeah, I believe HBO stands for Hey, Beastmaster's on.
Yeah.
You know, it's thanks to that episode of Beast Wars. I mean, I guess you could say that it goes back to G1, but really it's thanks to Possession that we got that great, that whole bit on Animated with Megatron trying to kill Starscream over and over. That montage
Yes.
is what I was thinking of. We owe that all to this episode. And the idea that Starscream is literally just immortal.
Yes. Although I think it's not until Bad Spark that they specifically mention that he had like a mutant immortal spark.
Yeah.
Maybe.
He was a ghost who can't die. Who can
nobody else turned into a ghost.
Time.
Prime became a zombie, but
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the thing. Are there any other examples of Transformers ghosts?
No. No, there aren't.
Dang.
Well, there's Starscream in Energon.
There's
Well, yeah.
Optimus Prime
That's
and RID currently.
A Starscream.
Apparently there was a ghost Alpha Trion on Headmasters.
Oh, not
And don't
Headmasters.
count.
Oh,
See,
yeah,
there was a
attack.
Ghost in Armada.
Baby.
Well, there were ghosts in Energon, I guess. Sort of. Like, Starscream was kind of a ghost.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
guys, I'm sorry.
Starscream is
I've
pretty
got a
much
kitten.
just the only ghost. Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, but I've got a kitten.
Oh.
Oh,